This MP or what Sekondi was something very impressive. And today, myself, my team, we saw it and we felt to say, this is something worth talking about. You know, Sekondi MP, your friend Blay Nyamekye Armah, he has donated 300,000 exercise books worth 1.2 million Ghana, nearly 12,000 peoples, and access to these books. You know, the last time, he donated around 15,000 books. Now, 300,000 exercise books here were donated in the Sekondi metropolis. What is happening? They say, Aquarabia is getting exercise book, full exercise book, and sanatem na ende. They are going to get full books. So Aquarabi used 2 books, 3 books. Now they are going to get exercise books for all the subject, full exercise books. This is a member of parliament. Now, I think I have his interview here. Let's listen to him.
Why we are doing this is to let every child to be in school. A scenario is, last year I met a parent. The children, 2 of them, have sat at home for 1.5 months. The reason being, he could not afford a single exercise book. That touched me so hard that I decided, instead of providing 10 this year, I decided that I will provide all 20 exercise books for every child. And that cost me 1.2. And then the pupils of Sekondi. We are providing 300,000 exercise books. Last year we did 50,000. Each student had 5. And then we decided that we were going to do 300,000 this year, this academic year. Meaning that every student is getting 20 exercise books. Every child in Sekondi is getting 20. So we are doing 15,000 children per this year. Why? Because we do not want any child to be left out in education in Sekondi. Reason being that I am where I am because of education. My mother or my parents were just petty traders, but they managed to educate me with the little money they had. Then times the economy was good. At this time, you and I know that it's very difficult. And Sekondi is one of the poorest constituencies in the metropolis. Parents find it very hard and difficult to buy 20 exercise books a ward. So we came in to make sure that every child will be in school this academic year. Why?
So when I sit here and I do full campaign for such a gentleman to still be the MP of Sekondi, Maya Boniana. Ejapame sakwasi ampenyi we ana odi MPP nim. Okotena bulare nim emyebusa ne se edien na waya ma Sekondi for 8 years. Ejapame sa wi ni jantra. This man has been an MP for just 9 months. 300,000 exercise books for Sekondi metropolis. Aquarabia benya at least 12-20 books. So when I sit here and I say, you know what? Such a person, every single time I get the opportunity, I will use my platform to support such people to become members of parliament or to continue doing his job. Are you going to have an issue with me? No. He does not have to have a PhD or be dressed like a clown in Mozambique, wearing a 3-piece suit and smoking cigarettes like a Kufuado and Bedieto to look like somebody who wants to help. These are people who understand the plight of the people on the ground. And you might think this is a small gesture. This is a huge one. And you see, the reason why I'm talking about this is because this is not the first time he's done this. Now he has opened it up. He is making it bigger. And for all you know, he's going to make it bigger. So you ask yourself, say, Ejapame sakwasi ampenyi we ene kobi ochredako. Akwana wa esa adreno. San kwasi afon for 8 years. What did they actually do for the people of Sekondi? Ochredako is the regional minister or your MP for Takoradi. San kwasi afon wi fo mienu. Eye de Ejapame sa. Besides, I'm trying to find the Ejapamesa interview. I'm trying to find out a Japamesa interview with Bolare. Bolare busan a simple question. Or say, a Japamesa, a dear no wayama sekendi for kwasia we the MP 8 years in kwasia semonkwa. Jimini we. I have the video. This is a Japamesa MPP MP, former MPP, a sekendi takrade MP. Kwasia we gave these people room.
Any more issues relating to item 4? Okay. Honorable
I'm sorry, Mr. S, I don't think that's the video. Try and get me the video of Ejapamesa and Bolare. I have it. Thank you very much, Mr. S. I have it here. Thank you.
3 projects that you've done, Andrew Mesa.
Well, we've done quite a lot, but for me, I don't like to speak about those kinds of things because really there are things that every MP...
You're serving the people.
I'm coming.
They want to know.
There are things that, of course, we're doing AstroTurfs. 2 of them.
So AstroTurf will be your achievement?
In second D.
AstroTurf will be your achievement?
So that's why I was running away from the question. 2 of them.
So AstroTurf...
There are things that, of course, we're doing AstroTurfs. 2 of them.
So AstroTurf will be your achievement?
In second D.
AstroTurf will be your achievement?
So that's why I was running away from the question. There are things that, of course, we're doing AstroTurfs. 2 of them.
So AstroTurf will be your achievement?
In second D.
AstroTurf will be your achievement?
So that's why I was running away from the question.
These were the people who were members of parliament. We're not a member of parliament of Sekondi. 8 years. We need Jimmy for when in Ghana kasa anyhow. Or to Tuntosio, stupidly arrogant. Yabusan said, "Dear, why am I Sekondi for?" Or so I AstroTurf. Or so that is why I don't like talking about my achievement. He did nothing at the expense of the people of Sekondi. Because champagne wait to talk diamond bar one crying. He didn't do anything. And somebody has been the MP for just 9 months. Where to me, I'm Sekondi takrade akwarabia okosku woho. Wama akwarabia 20 books. And this is not the first time he started. He even did this when he wasn't a member of parliament. So this man, I a friend of Blay Nyamekye Armah, should I sit here and say Obin Tuntian was Sekondi? No. So this man by MP for another 16, 24 years, sir. Do you know what he would do in the lives of the young people in Sekondi? Do you know the number of lives he can change? Do you know the impact he will make in the lives of our 4 and Nkwara? And this is what we talk about every day. The NDC is a political party. They don't talk that much. But they are ordinary people. They understand the plights of the people. You see, the difference between the NPP and NDC and say, majority of the time, the people who join the NDC are ordinary people. And when I say ordinary people, they are people from different regular backgrounds. The people who join the NDC, they don't come into politics flexing their muscle and making it to look like they are the repository of their intelligence or wisdom. They are from some unique family. They have some wisdom, Ghana, and that their contribution to Ghana's politics is going to change everything. You see, when you sit back and you watch the NDC, majority of the people who join the NDC and even become MPs, they are what we call the regular people who want to contribute their quota and move. And it's like when you go back into the history of the NDC, you can see all the people are NDC politics. They are all regular people. When I say regular people who don't make you think people who are from different diverse backgrounds. We see they are from the poorest backgrounds or the poor tribe, or we see them as they are the minority. It will study NDC power. They are people from minority groups. People don't respect them. They are the ones. Majority of them joining NDC and making impact in our lives. It is a analysis now. You can see clearly. No. When people join the NDC, they just don't join the NDC to be seen as people who came with gold in their hand. They always want to join the NDC and leave a legacy, something that those people they came from. or the group that basically pushed them to come to where they are, no, they will be proud of them. So what's the idea? It is already dynamics now. Omo joining NDC nyina, omo fema baba bedru MP minister no, you question my background and the way they entered politics are. They are from what we call the regular people. And intina NPP for omo opportunity say yeah dear, we are elites, yeah go school, but ukomu deeper common sense no omunibi, and their inner monkey is tribalism and lies. So what the MPP for now split yomo, now scrutinize yomo, now some deep question that demand reasonable answers are. They don't have anything in their head, and that is the package now. About power. That is the package na Gabi Ocheda akomodegi to me. That is the package na eyo Foriata about power. That is the package na eyo Bawumia about power. But when you sit them down and listen to them deep, you realize that their inner monkey is stupid. And that is what is playing out in our politics. That is what we are seeing in our politics. In the Ghana development, from when we had independence till this date, Osha Kwame Nkrumah, look at where Kwame Nkrumah is coming from. Very, very humble beginnings. He belonged to a tribe. People do not, or some group of people think, say, I'm a lower tribe. They are the minority tribe. So they never gave Kwame Nkrumah the relevance. The reason why Kwame Nkrumah struggled to get to where they were was because they first asked where they are from. And when they get to know where they are from and hear the sound of their name, they start to put them in a place. And Nkrumah broke that chain. That is why when Nkrumah came and joined JB Dankwamono, he saw that quickly. And that even him being intelligent and smarter than these fools dressed like clowns with a voice in their head, he realized that their people are just book stupid. They don't have common sense to govern or to lead. So Nkrumah along the way said, I am going to split from these foolish clowns pretending to be the white man but know nothing about how governance is. Until Nkrumah along the way decided to split, to detach himself from Ekufuado and the Busianfo Asifono, MPP Asifono, who were being massaged by the white person as stupid white dogs. It is so steady the way they were dressing and the way Nkrumah was dressing. Nkrumah had a pure Pan-Africanist idea, even in his how he looked, how he dressed. But Usha Ekufuado mo, Usha the Busianfo Asifo, JB Dankwamo, Buziamo, Usha the way they dressed, they basically dressed like butlers. They dressed like Obia or Broni Chaya or Swaswa Broni Diane. They wanted to impress Broni for Broni to think, say, all the boy out to the Timunkwa de Unimnansa. What dress here was a 6-piece suit in Kwado Unimnansa. So they followed the white man without reasoning. But Nkrumah saw that quickly. Nkrumah always believed in his identity and where he was coming from. So his style was different. His approach to things was different. Nkrumah stayed in Europe. He stayed in America. But Nkrumah never had an accent. Kwame Nkrumah, he stayed in Europe, he stayed in America, and Nkrumah never came back home with an accent. But JB Dankwa came back home speaking like the Queen. But every time the Queen heard him speak, the Queen was asking, what kind of accent is this? Because the Queen knew that these people are foolish. They cannot be us. They are pretending to be us. And it's a steady terrain now. Nana do Dankwa Ekufuado, Bedie Tuo, Oforiata Dems, Gabi Ochedam, Dako Dems, MPP Fono, they came home with an accent. They didn't know how they would be belonging, where they belong. That's the word I wanted to use. So they came home foolishly with 6-7-piece suits. They have some stupid accent. Nana do Dankwa Ekufuado's accent, we know whether it is British or it is American. You don't know where the accent came from. Gabi Ocheda Kasa is the same. Bedie Tuomo Kasa is the same. That is what the NPP represent. They are fake ass dogs. They think that they can impress somebody to become relevant amongst we Ghanaians. In this, I will check MPP ni NDC. You can see that the MPP, the inner monkey is still there. They don't want the inner monkey to leave. They are still stuck to the inner monkey. They have embraced the inner monkey. They live and dine with the inner monkey. When you tell them the truth, the inner monkey gets angry. It is already the background. This pointer. There are people we saw as people from regular Ghanaians. Kwame Nkrumah, JJ Rawlings was from a regular home. JJ Rawlings, he was from a regular home and he worked his way to the army. He did not parade himself as a rich man's son. He did not come here and tell you that he is somebody who he is not. JJ Rawlings spoke how he spoke. He never faked anything. JJ Rawlings was as real as he can be. JJ Rawlings served in our military. JJ Rawlings was somebody standing at the forefront, So in Tokosi, Ghana, he was willing to sacrifice his life for we Ghanaians. So these are people who love the nation, who were regular people, who we considered from the lower tribes. And it's your group people of Ghana ha. Omo say nipa bi no mo free lower tribe no, and he say ye ma omo chance and the opportunity. You can come forward from J.J. Rawlings, Ubedul, Hilal Liman. When J.J. Rawlings handed power to Hilal Liman, he knew Hilal Liman was coming from a very humbled beginning. Or a ceremony. They know Liman's background. These were people who were humble and understood and respected people. So Rawlings is saying, let me give this power to Liman because of his humble beginnings, where he's coming from and how he understands his beginnings. The people did not like Liman because they saw Liman as from some of the lower tribes. So they also branded Liman the same way they branded J.J. Rawlings. These people never liked J.J. Rawlings because he was never considered as a first-class citizen. No matter what J.J. Rawlings did, because no matter whatever you think about J.J. Rawlings served in the military. For somebody to say, I want to serve in the military, that person is ready to sacrifice their life for the nation. And to have that intention, to just sit and say, I want to do this alone, is a pure commitment and patriotism on the part of anybody. When you see somebody in the military, and you're in the military, and they go as you pay military. When you pay, they give you a position. Anka, years back, maybe 10, 15 years back, all the people who enrolled in our military, 20 years back, you could see these are people who basically are patriotic and want to serve. And military. TikTok military men and women. Enkwara who don't for training mukwa no mbuofu. Utumi training obi na ode ne kwasia say me ya call akọ stop training me. These are foolish people that na do Danko Akufo-Addo and Bawumia Adams infused in our military. Today our military is weak because they are political students in the military. Today if they decide to do serious physical training in the military, 80% of the recruit Akufo-Addo 8 years on form, they will all leave the military today. There are people in the military omutuminya press up 10 because protocol na dia mobile Akufo-Addo say yembra, minister say yembra, they did not go through any training, they did not go through anything, and omugu military nim and ankwasiade. Inti when I say people from lower beginnings, people from their regular societies in Omabua Ghana, when you come to the NDC, you understand me. Inti Rawlings handed over to who? To Liman. Rawlings came back again and took the power. Rawlings became a democratically elected president in 1992. Now Rawlings left power for Kufuor. That is when the I wanna bees came in. J.A. Kufuor ba that is where we saw they saw themselves as elites. They saw themselves so omakonya adisuebi group no makana omunya omo tribe for no, they are stupid. So Kufuor came in with his Adokufuor and his Osafumafos and his those people wearing some dirty Vietnam suits, speaking some stupid grammar and making us think say, oh, Akufo-Addo is the foreign affairs minister. Look at the way he's speaking. Akufo-Addo became the attorney general. He basically got everything wrong. They brought in Jogati, Papa Ushankuma Dems came. You could see the group were a group of criminals who have lived outside the shores of Ghana. They could not make anything out of their life, so they saw that opportunity and took it. And before they can control minds in Ghana, they need to create an impression that they have gone out there, they have learned a lot, they know more, and that we are ignorant. So these fools came in, Kufuor and his group, they started making Ghana look like it belonged to some group of people. Now, when we set the Kufuor administration down and we analyze the people who led the administration, that is where we got to know that Kufuor and his group were empty-headed, ignorant politicians who basically used jargons. They use history. They use where they are from and the group they are part of to lie to Ghanaians that they can change the lives of Ghanaians. And to study Kufuor and the group now, they didn't do anything. But people were like, hey, Kufuor and Kufuor were there because they have created an impression. When we there, we are Kamfor group, we call school abroad, and so many of them are Vietnam. UK. These are people who were not competitive in anything. Majority of the people who followed Kufuor into politics, they were over 45 years. They had spent most of their time outside doing dirty jobs. Now, this was the time for them to, at the end of the day, recover whatever they could not make in their prime time. So the corruption door was opened in a very decent way because we lacked information. How many people knew things that were going on. We could not scrutinize Kufuor. We could not ask questions. We were limited in accessing these people. So they took advantage of us and destroyed the economy. We went to HIPIC. They built only toilets. Till date, they could not build one regional hospital in their name. These are the people we are talking about today. And you see, they did not disappear. Sa group no so Sa group no enye ma emebi wo ye. Sa group no so omo classmates for Emma na omo twen. Now, what happened? Kufuor Ekoye, we got somebody like Atta Mills. Where is he from? Humble beginnings. He saw himself as a teacher. And he saw himself like somebody who can contribute to the development of this nation. He did not come in and tell Ghana for say, I am Atta Mills. Na mi papa owosika demi na me ebusuafo. Atta Mills never referred to his family that they are rich people or anything. Atta Mills always started from the bottom. He made people understand. I am from a group that did not have anything. I am a regular teacher. I have learned to get to this point. I want to contribute to my nation. So Atta Mills and his group came in. They came in as ordinary Ghanaians. Majority of Atta Mills people, the people outside Atta Mills government, saw them as minority groups. These are Evers, these are Northerners, these are Bonus, these are Equiapims, these are Enzima people, Academics and those people. Who are these people? They don't have the intelligence, so the tag was there. But when you check the job, J.J. Rawlings, Atta Mills, they started doing. Every single thing that they did had an impact, and it's still having an impact in the lives of people of Ghana. But the only thing that you can speak about when it comes to Kufuor and his group is all about toilets, KPIC toilet. Kufuor could see emergency ward, a room. Just a room. Kufuor could not build a regional hospital. So when he asked Kufuor to tell you if he's built one university, one school from scratch, he cannot point to anything. That is what I am talking about. Atta Mills came in. And what was the contribution of Atta Mills in our development? Atta Mills showed the idea, your building was so from Rawlings' time, no, Atta Mills came to continue. Now, when Atta Mills left office, John Mahama came in. John Mahama never stood anywhere else to say his family is an elite family. They all schooled in Europe. His father used to be a lawyer. John Mahama is a boy guy. His father was in politics, but one of the humble politicians in Ghana. But John Mahama never used his father's achievement as a springboard to overshadow anybody in politics. John Mahama made people know where he started his politics from. Regular Ghanaians, moving with regular people, trying to solve regular problems. So John Mahama stepped in 2012, and the job John Mahama did, you could see that he was working for the people, trying to change the people's life from where they were and changing it, because the principle of the party that made him president is a social democratic party. The people's plight should be their problem. That is why they started building E-blocks. That's why they started building chip compounds. That's why they started building the port. That's why they started building the hospitals. That is why they started constructing the roads. That is why they started expanding the electricity when they came to meet them. So that's why John Mahama made sure that human capital is built. So universities were opened up. People get access to come out and become professionals. So you could see that the people's welfare was the major concern and priority of the NDC people. Anytime I can say the NDC people are regular people, sit back and do the analysis. The NDC always bring regular people, and regular people are the ones that join the NDC. That is why we get a lot of impact from the NDC. That is why most Ghanaians are able to react and coordinate, and also they are able to interact. In terms of you could see that people resonate with the NDC message, because the NDC message is the message the people want. It is the freedom the people want. Now, John Mahama Part 2, we have seen what is happening. So, we have always said that Ghana as a nation, the NPP has always been a party full of I wannabes, criminals who are acting intelligent, people who dress in a certain funny way. They always think that they are smart, but when you push them back, when you try to question them, when you try to enter their intelligence, you get to know they are dafts, very ignorant fools. So the Sekondi MP, he's a regular guy. I've never even heard him say that me, Marco School, and my day. He's never doing that. He's helping the people. He is sending the message. He is changing the lives of the people. And that is what politics means. That is what governance means. It is about changing the lives of the people, giving them better life, changing their lives. That is why today people see the NDC more attractive. It's a party that you can relate to. You can listen and be part of. That is why today, say young person, people are joining NDC, they are not scared. They don't ask themselves, hey, hana me free o, na mo be jeme de. Hey, me dini say na ti o, na mo ti o mon sere me. Hey, me de. They are confident in their skin to be part of the NDC. Today, when a young person wants to join NPP, they first ask themselves, eh, hina me free, omo be jeme. Na me dini de seni ese no e dini de esauna fo din o me assure say me koma they will listen to me. Me dini de esenzema fo din o na me ra MPP ni ma are they going to even give me ears? Me dini de enta fo din pa na me ra MPP ni ma omo betie me. And that is the questioner. These are the questions people are asking themselves today. So they find it difficult to be part of the NPP because you need to sound a certain way. Your name needs to sound a certain way. You need to be called Kwame Amwako. You need to be called Kofi Amwako. You need to be called Atta. You need to be called Opoku. You need to be called Opok Prempe before they will accept you. Say you are one of us. It's a tribal party. So the gap, the difference between the NPP and the NDC is huge. It's big. When you take your time and you analyze Ghana's politics, you will see clearly that NPP is not for Ghanaians. It's for some group of fools who feel that they are entitled. Sophia Kufo, when we speak, nobody should speak. It is us, those kind of people that I don't want to be part of it. They are Timmy Hofo, we are elites. When we speak, everybody is a fool. The Sophia Kufo kind of people. But when you go deep into them, you will see they are pin brains. They are full of themselves, but very empty inside. And that is what we have been talking about. These are the details. It is all follow Ghana politics. Take your time, sit back, and ask these questions. You will understand. And then when you go to our universities, young people are trooping in to be part of the NDC. They are comfortable because your Frau Livingston Donu, nobody is going to insult you. Your Frau Abubakar Muhammad, now because we're NDC, everybody is going to accept you. Your Frau Kwame Belson, Ekobedu Taylor, they are going to accept you as a Fanti. Your Frau, they don't care how your name sounds, your tonation, the kind of, they don't care. The NDC accepts everybody from every background. But before you become part of the NPP, you ask yourself a lot of questions. Gabi Ochidako Kotina TV, so this is what I've been talking about. They always want you people to think, say, there is a group, school. Now they are intelligent. Yeah, Jimmy, this is another twerp.
And because they got education early, at a time that just a minority of Ghanaians were getting education, it gave them, if you like, to a point, hairstyle. I mean, that's the point.
No, but I'll still stay with you on that because there are also families or blocks that also were educated.
But they are in government. They are CEOs of public and private institutions. They are all over the place. So I'm just making the point that I don't know how many of you in this room have a grandfather who had over 100 children. I did. Okay, how many? How many did your grandfather have?
Well, I recollect maybe about 7 or
about
8.
7.
Yes.
Oh, he didn't have strength. But you know,
oh really?
No, Obama. So really, that's the point I'm making. Okay, but he was serious about his children's education, and because they grew up in a household where public service came as second nature, a lot of them went into.
But that's where people have problems. They say yes, they might be there, but look at other families as well.
But
bring them in.
No, okay, let me tell you.
Look at other people as well. Bring them in so that
No, but you know, you make it seem as if they look, cabinet. How many ministers are there? How many ministers are related to Akufo-Addo? Tell me, how many ministers are related to Akufo-Addo?
That's the core of government.
I'm asking you, how many ministers are related?
Well, I know the roads minister is in there.
I'm listening, go on.
Yes, the finance minister is in there.
I'm listening.
And who? I think top of mind, that's what I can recall. That
the road minister is not related.
It's not, but he's an achim as well.
Yes,
but people will bundle it.
You see, when they get the opportunity to speak, they make it sound like, wow, Jimmy. How many people had their grandfathers take them to school? And Kazakhstan. You know, and no, I hear it to ding or one who knows Jinawa. I said, it is supposed to gare. You ready? Aquaway or one who knows Jinawana, your banner will be your name, say, Kase when wonder. Now, so we near the Embamania ding. Akwa we obutu o se otampen wo fom na onhye dross na wugina nechi a na akwa we ebutu o se otampen a ede na obese brodua a yebum why se banchidua yebu a emu nto gire akwa we gina wanim wo yo ba hwede ote o ye no ho and God would you know and whose grandfather and I'm sure bibi o the champagne glass born happy pai we mu enkwasiasam they think they are better because they believe say omuna omuko school omuna but they don't know anything. You handed the country over to them for 8 years. They wanted to steal everything. No more from Ghana sika to say modam for. No more from sikano, omo from sikano. Disrespect in just near the Japadiaba, near the DPD Saba. These are people. So you see them now, and they still have that inner monkey in them. So when they meet Ghanaians, now they are looking at who into one will be Kwasi Ampeng Disciple Ademochiri. Obejina TV so and you see I read some book be some British philosopher. And you see ya tena kroma ni amasa Jimmy Fowe omo suit tantan bi. Suit and Kwalabi eyan of Vietnam. Cheap labor any palm of Vietnam. Na ya so near the bro na Kwasi Afo di Gina TV so da Ghana for. And Jem Kache Ghana for say politics na a change. The NDC, they are presenting ordinary people. And when I say ordinary people, people who think like you, who believe they are like you, people who can relate to you, people who understand your local problem, people who can solve your local problems, not people who think that they have to speak in a certain way to look intelligent. It is not about intelligence. It's about you understanding the people's problems. It's about you, the leader, understanding what the people need, being able to put yourself in their situation, their position, being able to elevate them, change them. That is leadership. It is not about the rattling of some stupid English. That makes you intelligent. And that is what we are missing here in Ghana. Now, until Amwakwata became the roads minister, he cannot even construct simple sentences. He cannot even put his thoughts together. Did you know, sir, they didn't have intelligence? Nana Danko Akufo-Addo in opposition, we thought that he is the engine of intelligence until Akufo-Addo became president. Even his acceptance speech, his speech to tell us a bond between him and us, Nana Danko Akufo-Addo plagiarized people's speech. These are monkeys. They are fake ass niggas who create and package themselves, come and lie to us and steal from us. And we need to sit back as a people. We have to start questioning the system, questioning people who want to lead us. Let's get the ordinary people to come and lead us. Let us give them the opportunity. Let us stop thinking that majority of those people in the MPP who speak grammar are daft, stupidly idiots. Stupid idiots. They have nothing to offer you people. Now, Kwawe Gabi. Mese mo emba na mo pe medi we de matesa kakra won ho we de no time stem ne beda na Gabi we gina wanim na odane no ho onhye boxes na ebia condom atofom na ose okuntunu mu atam condom a na wo dam pass na wo hwa ade we na utumi ma ne da wo so a na wo so ya chenchena. Imagine Gabi no wearing anything a ne condom atofom a ose okuntunu mu atam condom no na Gabi tu ene ne pa ebo wiema or time bibi or form. Imagine this gargantuan skeletal analysis. Yeah, this skeletal analysis, mommy. Modi amumu nim dia ba. Alaji fama o mommy.